Hey folks, Jim Thomas here, Fitness Management and Consulting. I appreciate you being here at the channel today. And if you've not yet done so, please hit that subscribe button. I appreciate it. And if you find the content useful and beneficial to you, hit that like button as well. Appreciate that too. So our topic for you today, it's 6 things that gym professionals should never do. And more specifically, gym sales professionals, should never do. Number 1, don't allow the prospect to lead, the sales process. Don't allow the prospect to lead the sales process. And what I mean by that is you want to be the one asking questions. You want to be the one probing. Because the more you learn about your customer, the better job you're going to be able to do in terms of making recommendations for them in terms of what's the best way for them to get started. Okay, if you're not asking these questions, you're not leading the sales process. You're not leading the conversation. So learn to do that. The best way to do that is, with your needs analysis, have certain questions on there that you can ask, and just get in the habit of asking them. Okay, the more you do that, the easier this is going to be for you. So don't allow the customer to lead the sales process, and that's going to come down to asking questions. Number 2, don't neglect what might be referred to as the prechat. And what I mean by the prechat is customer comes in and registers in. We have them sit down. They complete a needs analysis, okay, that talks about goals and restrictions and all that. And so when you sit down with them at that point, that's what a lot of folks would call the pre-chat, okay? I kind of call it the evaluation portion. But don't ignore this, because what we're attempting to do here, Mary, I see that you want to lose about 20 pounds, you want to firm up, you want to get back into shape. Mary, is that correct? Well, yes, it is. Great. And Mary, tell me, why is that important to you? So we're attempting to extract, by that question, we're trying to extract that, what might be called that super objective, might be called that powerful why. We're trying to get that information out. So don't neglect that portion of this. Too often, customer comes in and we're off we go, and all we're doing is we're showing equipment. Take the time to do this. Number 3, don't talk too much during this interaction. One of the big problems that we have sometimes as salespeople, it's talk, tell. And we're never going to be able to understand our customers' needs, their desires, and problems that they want to have solved, solutions they want. We're never going to be able to do that if we go on talk overload. So make sure, going back to initially, controlling this process, make sure we're the ones asking questions. Make sure we're the ones that are probing. And again, for you folks that are new at this, or maybe you're struggling, I remember, again, I'll go back to me when I first started. Nobody was really training me. I was kind of reading books and doing that to figure it out. And I would have on my clipboard, little crib notes of questions that I needed to ask on the tour that were going to help me better navigate this person into potentially, making a decision to want to go ahead and get started with us. So don't talk, tell. Number 4, don't provide irrelevant information. I see this one a fair amount. A lot of times I'll go into a gym and I'll say, okay, give me a tour. And, it's role play. Let's role play you giving me a tour. And I will give them some mythical example. Okay, I'm single and I have, these are what I want to do and this is what I like to do. And so what does the salesperson do if they're making that mistake of giving irrelevant information? They take someone who's single over and they're explaining everything about the nursery. Or someone who's maybe never exercised before. They're going into great detail about the advanced training center. Don't provide information that's not relevant to where that customer's at and what they want to do. What you want to zero in here on this tour is, how are we going to solve the problem? Where's the best place to solve it? And, getting, common agreement, when you do that. Number 5, don't be unprepared when it comes to giving the price presentation. My suggestion is, probably on all of this, but certainly on this, memorize it. Memorize the price presentation. The reason you do is so that now you're free to be yourself. We want your personality to come out in this. We don't want you kind of overthinking it, so to speak. Okay? Memorize this price presentation. And what I like to see in the price presentation, I kind of call it benefits lacing a little bit. But we got a down the road review. We're kind of selling next steps down the road. We're going to establish some value. We're going to create some urgency, and then we're going to have a choice close. And so there's a real strategy. It's not just throwing down a sheet of paper and saying, hey, here's what it cost. Okay? Memorize a price presentation sheet. And then number 6, failure to ask for the sale. At the end of the day, we have to ask. I refer to this as decent boldness. Decent, hey, we're friendly, we're courteous, we're respectful. But the bold part, if we don't ask, the answer is always no. Make sure we're asking for the sale. Okay, so when you start looking at this, these are things that professional salespeople should never do. Go through these. As on many of these steps that we give you, where do you stand on each one of them? Because you might be doing a lot of these right, but maybe you have trouble asking for that sale, and that in the end kind of sabotages you a little bit. So review these. Which ones can you do to get better? Take any one of them, start working on it today, and you'll likely see an uptick in your sales performance. Folks, my name is Jim Thomas. Look forward to chatting with you soon. Hope you all have a great day.